on Wiggins, drives into the paint, attacks and scores off the window with the right hand.
Smart in the paint, knocks it down. They're 5 of 7 from the field. Derek White right back to Horford inside for the slam. That's some gorgeous offensive basketball.
Felt last game we weren't our best at attacking the rim and finding our outlets and getting to the basket. The second chance points and offensive rebounds were big for us.
Robert Williams flips it up, comes up short, gets the rebound, back up and in. Once again, the size of Boston.
I thought the offensive rebounds, and that was really the difference in the game. You know, we made several stops where we cut into the lead or make a little push, and they got offensive boards, so those were tough.
Curry makes his move, gets in the paint, throws it up, blocked by Williams. His 4th projection of the game.
Well, they're just getting overwhelmed right now at the basket.
He's been doing that for us all year. He allows us to be better on the defensive end because of his ability to protect that paint for us.
Tatum guarded by Curry. Again, 2 fouls on Curry. Tatum just overwhelms him. Tatum to Brown. Brown the flush. First finals game in this building in 12 years. And they'll get a rousing victory. And their stars played like stars.
Welcome to NBA Finals Film Room, presented by YouTube TV. Hey there, everyone. We welcome you inside our studios. I'm Stephanie Reddy, joined by Sam Mitchell, Coach of the Year in the NBA at one point in time, who I think could probably do that again if given the opportunity, and Jason Terry, NBA champion. I should have said that part first. NBA champion, Jason Terry. All right, so we're going to break down game number 3 of the NBA Finals. We're going to take first a look at some statistics from that game, setting the tone, comparing the Warriors and the Celtics. And gentlemen, we can see as plain as day, there are certain stats that jump off the page, including the rebounding margin. We didn't even show you the offensive boards. Boston led that 15-6. Now, when you see these numbers and you think about what happened in game 3, Jason, your thoughts on how Jaylen Brown impacted that game?
Well, Jaylen Brown from the outset of the game had the aggressive type mind state, and that's in transition offensively, even defensively. He was causing havoc and just being a problem out there for the Golden State Warriors. But here he is in transition, right? The patience. This is the growth and development of Jaylen Brown. He's a deadly scorer, but when he draws 2, penetrate, kick, make the simple, easy play, right? Here he is again in transition. Runs the floor, doesn't get it. Drag, screen, and roll, patient. He could have took a mid-range pull-up. No, wait, let me survey. Let me ISO Kevon Looney, attack the basket. Help comes, penetrate, kick. Now, we don't make the shot here, but we get the offensive rebound, kick it right back out, and with his feet set, he's been shooting with the best of them from behind the arc. Here we are in the half-court set. They go dummy screen, second side action, DHO, dribble handoff. Okay, Hall of Fame defender guard me.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, no, don't bring Steph. I want Draymond one-on-one. Here we go, little 1-2
Barbecue
euro.
chicken, as Shaq would say.
Float game. So he was all out aggression. And then here we go, patience in the half court. He could have shot a tough contested 3, draw 4 people in the paint, throw it up to Robert Williams. Easy layup for Robert. Here we are on the defensive end, just being disruptive. Guarding Klay, right? Klay stays on the move, tough to guard. With his athleticism, though, he makes ground, makes up for a mistake, blocks a shot. He was just all over the place, and I think he set the tone, right, for the Boston Celtics in Game 3.
So you see what he did. He started out right away, first quarter, dominating and controlling it. But how important is it, Coach, for you to have a player who can do that on any given night, but can also ride side saddle, if you will, and do whatever's needed that might not show up in the stat sheet?
Well, Stephanie and Jason, I think with those two guys between Tatum and Brown, what they've learned is how to coexist. You know, early in the season where everybody was saying you got to break this combo up because it's not enough touches, not enough basketballs. But what they understand is that they put so much pressure on the defense. And you saw Brown.
Yep.
All he has to do is take 1 hard 2 dribbles to the middle, and the defense collapses. And what they've learned is they got to be willing passers, because if you give the ball up early, chances are it's going to come back. And look, when you look at these numbers, Jaylen Brown, 16 attempts, Smart, 17 attempts, 23 attempts by Tatum. The ball is being shared. They're getting enough shot attempts. But then again, the rebounds, the assists, the scoring in the paint, those 3 guys right there put their thumbprints on that game right there last night, and they all have distinct advantages. At some point in time, the thing that I find, JT, that's a constant, at some point in time, all three of those guys had Steph Curry. And Steph Curry has been the best overall player in this series. And when they get him in the switch, they are just taking it to him. They are making him work on both ends of the floor. And as you saw in the fourth quarter, and if you look at Steph Curry fourth quarter stats, it is wearing him down because he has not been the same as he's been the first 3 quarters.
At the bottom of that screen, we had a line that was highlighted featuring Abdul-Jabbar, Cooper, and Johnson as being the last time that another trio has put up those numbers. So yes, it's eyebrow raising, and we're starting to see that this, in fact, will work because, as you alluded to, Coach, no one was certain in December of this season that they could do this. They, in fact, were talking about breaking it up. Ime Udoka knew otherwise. He led them to success. So, Coach, when you talk about Marcus Smart being added to the duo of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, what is good and what is not so good about Mr. Smart?
Man, look at my hair and look at Coach Ime Udoka hair. Look, Marcus Smart is one of those players that you just love. You love to have him on your team, but they would drive you crazy. So we got some clips of good Marcus and bad Marcus. When Marcus is attacking, when he's aggressive, when he's indecisive, he is at his best. But when he tries to play make too much, he's not the natural point guard. So look, Golden State is willing to let him shoot some of those threes, but this is where he did his work. When he took Steph Curry into the paint and drove the ball against him, JT, he put so much pressure on the Warriors. That's when he was at his best. When he's getting at those mid-range shots in there and playing his best and moving the ball, that's when he's at his best. When he's at his worst is when he starts doing things like that, taking tough shots or start coming down the court, jumping in the air to make passes, throwing the ball behind him. He made some decisions last night like that. Just a tough shot over a good defender and Kevon Looney. And then these are the turnovers that kill you. Those live ball turnovers, those missed shots that gives Golden State Warriors a chance to get out in transition. And that was a play last night where he jumped up in there and threw the ball behind him to, I think, Steph Curry, who threw it ahead to Klay Thompson for a three. And it kind of got Golden State going. So as long as Marcus Smart can play within himself and just understand he doesn't have to play the point guard role like that traditional point guard, then he'll be just fine.
Okay, so there's a lot to talk about on the other side. Golden State was not successful, but they have so many pieces that we know can help them be successful. So let's talk a little bit about Andrew Wiggins and what he brings to the table. Jason, let's go to you about Andrew Wiggins and what you like about him.
Well, you love Wiggins and what he's brought to the table in this postseason. Obviously, another defender that can guard multiple guys out on the perimeter. He can guard 1 through 4, but offensively, he has a deadly mid-range game. And then it's his athleticism, his ability to penetrate, get to the basket, and finish with the best of them. But the added plus for him is his ability to catch and shoot from 3. When Steph and Klay have all the attention on him, he knows one thing. He's going to have all day to shoot the ball. He just has to continue to make them at a high percentage.
Coach.
Yeah, I love what Wiggs has done, but they need more. And what I say is, if you look at Golden State, when they were at their best and had Kevin Durant, they had that third scorer that no one could account for. Look at Andrew Wiggins. He's putting up nice numbers, but they need more. And what I would say if I was Steve Kerr, the corner threes for me, JT, are just fine. 90% of the guys who shoot threes in the league can shoot that corner three. It's that from those other spots. I would implore Andrew to drive the ball to the basket more, be more aggressive. If you look at how hard Steph and Klay have to work to get a shot, look how easy Boston get threes because of Tatum and Brown penetration and kicking the ball. Andrew Wiggins needs to use more of that, driving more to facilitate, and maybe they can loosen up the defense and get Steph Curry and Klay Thompson some easier looks. But he's got to be more aggressive because they need more scoring if they're going to win the series.
Right, and we've seen his athleticism on display, Wiggins, so we know what he can do in terms of moving the basketball by himself to get in the gut to break the defense down. So we will see if that adjustment is made moving forward in Game 4. We're going to take a quick break. Have you guys come back. Steph Curry, he keeps doing everything he can to try to win. We'll talk about him on the other side.
You're watching Finals Film Room, brought to you by YouTube TV. Everything live TV should be. Try it free.
NBA Finals Film Room returns. Here's a look at when it rains, it pours. This is Game 3 third quarter numbers. You're comparing the two teams. And as we all know, Golden State has been terrific in the third quarter consistently. But I will draw your attention to the field goals. They attempted the same number, which is how Boston, I believe, was able to get back in it. They were getting attempts that just weren't dropping. We welcome you back in the studio, and specifically, we welcome Jason Terry to the wall. Jet, what you got for us today?
Well, we're going to take a little breakdown look at Steph, the chef Curry, and how he was able to cook it up, right, this game. In transition here, it's unbelievable because he keeps moving. But watch the action, freeze it. On the weak side, he gets a double stagger screen out of transition, run it, comes off. Horford closes out, pump fake, 3-ball. That's how you know he's cooking, right, with fish grease. Here we go again, another stop, freeze it. Double stagger, pick and roll this time. So a variety of ways that they're getting him open. You have to navigate the screens as a defender, but if your big plays back like Horford, 3-ball, another opening for Steph Curry. Here he is in transition again. Stop, freeze it. Look how high out on the floor the drag screen is set, right? As a defender, you're on the island by yourself. Your big is reluctant to come out of the paint, run it, and it leaves just a little space. All right, he gets to the mid-range, pull up right there on the elbow. That's easy money for Steph Curry. Again, in transition, you try to pick him up a little higher on the floor, but again, freeze it. There it is, that drag screen. Your big is in a drop coverage. Now it's going to be run it, lights out from 3. Even though you get a contest, but he gets an and 1. That's 4, not 3. Semi-transition here. Derek White's looking all over the place. We set a screen, we throw and go, chase it. Again, stop, freeze it. Look where Horford is at. We already know he shot the ball, but even when he shot the ball, Horford was still in the paint. You cannot play Steph Curry this way. He'll continue to get those looks. Run it. Yes,
all right.
sir.
Jason Terry, that was terrific. I mean, we talk about things a lot, but I love it when you can match the pictures to support so people at home can really understand. And that's why we do this show. We've got two brilliant basketball minds to help you guys understand what happened in Game 3 and to help you get ready for Game 4. So you brought up Steph Curry. Yes, he's terrific. We all know that. Coach, what is it about him and his game? How is he able to continue to do this?
Well, JT said it. First of all, you got to be in tremendous shape because he's constant moving. Second of all, you got to read screens and understand what the defense is trying to do to you, and then take advantage of every little mistake. I remember sitting with Barry Bonds once, and he said, you know, in an at-bat, I get one good pitch to hit. So if you're Steph Curry, I'm going to get one good look per possession. Now, I got to be ready to knock it down. And so when you look at Boston defense, every time Al Horford didn't come up with Draymond Green or whoever's guard, and Steph came off that screen, it was like how he's going to let it go because he understands during the course of a game, he's only going to get one good look of possession. Yep. He's got to be ready to knock it down. And right now, he's locked in. He's shooting it from all over the place. So some of them shots, Ime Udoka, you want to implore your guys to get up, but some of them shots are just undefensible.
Right.
I'm sorry.
It's rough. It is rough. Excellent job, Jason. We appreciate you doing that. You brought up making a shot. Klay Thompson, one of the best to ever do it. Coming off the injury, he has been very impressive in what we've been seeing. And, Coach, you think we've seen the good Klay?
Yeah, I think, look, this is the best version of Klay that we've seen since he's come back. Look, in the playoffs it's tough because when you miss 2 years and the way they play, you got to get in shape and get your legs back. So, you know, 25 points, 7 for 17, 5 for 13 threes. The fact, JT, that he got up 13 threes tells you that his condition is there, his legs are coming back there. The next thing for Klay is when they try to chase him off that line, the old Klay Thompson could still get into the paint and finish and even post up. He's going to have to look to do that again because right now, Boston is crowding the three-point line. They're doing everything they can to stop Klay and Steph from shooting threes. They're trying to make others shoot. So Steve Kerr is going to have to keep moving him and kind of find different ways to get him free to score.
This is so good. Whew. Game 3 is in the books. Game 4 is upcoming. We will help you get ready for 4. We're going to continue to take a look back at Game 3. In particular, some Boston defensive stance led by this young man, Robert Williams III. We'll be right back.
You're watching Finals Film Room, brought to you by YouTube TV. Everything live TV should be. Try it free.
And we're back talking about the Time Lord, capturing the Time Stone. Robert Williams III, you can see his numbers. Left column is games 1 and 2. The right column is game 3. Robert Williams III has always been significant and impactful for this Celtics team. When he came back from the surgery, we knew that it was going to be a different team, which leads us to, Coach, what you like about their defense, the Boston Celtics?
Man, they are aggressive, they are strong, and they get after it. Take a look at the Boston Celtics defense, especially how they're going. Stop it right there. Look at where Marcus Smart is picking up Steph Curry at half court. Freeze it right there. Look at Tatum and Robert Williams. You got 3 guys going to surround Steph Curry and not let him make any passes, penetrating passes, which leads to the Celtics getting out of fast break. Again, look at this. Look at Tatum, how aggressive this switch is. Robert Williams is back, but Tatum's going to keep coming because he knows I'm going to drive him to Robert Williams. Steph Curry throws a little pocket pass that gets deflected. They're off to the races. Look at how aggressive Marcus Smart is. Now, Grant Williams, freeze it right here. Grant Williams right now knows all the help is to Steph Curry right. But Steph Curry beats him, think he got a layup. Oh, no. Here comes Robert Williams to clean up everyone's mistakes. And when you have a young guy like that can clean up on aisle 5, it makes a difference. This is another one. We saw this play earlier. Watch this hard cut by Klay Thompson. He's got a layup, right? No! The athleticism, the quickness, and determination of Jaylen Brown would not quit on that play. And again, what the kids don't understand, Klay Thompson shot it with his left hand, which makes it harder to block. Jaylen Brown still tracked it down.
Yeah, no problem for him. Defense by the Celtics has looked great. Okay, so we're standing on the court for a reason. Gentlemen,
yes.
Set us up,
So,
Coach.
Stephanie, we know when you played college basketball, defense was a word that coach used to talk about, was not in your vocabulary. So we're going to assume that Steph is my young kid, Grant Williams, guarding Steph Curry. Now, look, all the help is over here. So, Stephanie, you're telling Grant, force him to his right because we got help. But guess what? Steph Curry is not stupid. He understands. So I'm going to cross him over and beat him going left. And here comes Robert Williams. And as Steph Curry gets there, get it out of here. Ooh, I just barely could get there. Coach can't jump no more. But that's the thing that makes Boston so tough in Robert Williams. It's not about how many shots Stephanie and JT he blocks. It's how many he contests him. If you watch him, he's doing it without fouling. He's coming up vertical, and that length is just hard to play against right now. So give Boston credit. Go back to game 1. They're playing with force. They're physical. And on their switches, they're very physical. They are rerouting the ball handlers of the Golden State Warriors.
Excellent example. Robert Williams is a game changer for them. Takes up a lot of real estate. Someone who also is a game changer for their team on the defensive end sometimes is Draymond Green, Jet.
Yeah, Draymond, I mean, right now hasn't had the impact defensively that he did in game 2. But as you know, for him, his best defense is when he's the weak side defender. We call it the secondary defender, and he's able to come over and impact shots at the rim or impact the ball in penetration. On-ball defense for him is something that he's going to have to get better at because right now they are targeting him in isolation situations. You know, Dre offensively, hey, he can make a shot, but that's not his strong suit. Here it is. When he rebounds, he can push. In game 3, he only had 4 of those opportunities. But we have to get Draymond the ball in open court so he can do what he does well, and that's facilitate to Steph, to Klay, to Jordan Poole, and to Wiggins. But for him, his impact, his energy is infectious, his leadership, but he has to do a better job of rebounding the basketball and getting out in transition.
Golden State's at their best when they're able to run. It's hard to run when you force other team to shoot and miss and can't get the rebound. And that's what's killing them right now. If they're getting the stops, but they can't get the rebound. But Draymond Green is the best. When they can get out in transition and set those screens for Steph and Klay Thompson, that's when they're good. But if they can't secure the rebound, taking it out of bounds, it's going to be a long series, and it's only going to get longer for Golden State.
And speaking of it could be a long series, we would be remiss if we did not address the incident where Steph Curry went down and appeared to be injured. Let's take a look at this play in the 4th quarter, guys.
Yeah, this is just one of those inadvertent plays where guys are getting on the floor. You know, the coaches always tell you, hey, man, you got to get on the floor. That's how you get your ankles and knees taken out. But this is just unfortunate. But this is playoff basketball, and Al Horford just going for the ball. And look, It's unfortunate, and I heard somebody say on the news today, that's something the NBA should look at, outlawing all that diving on the floor. Because if Steph Curry cannot be the same as he was come Friday night because of that ankle injury, it's just going to be unfortunate because he's been the best player thus far in the series.
But we have a stat we used to keep, and it was called first to the floor.
That's it?
You seen the instance right there? Steph could have been first to the floor, but he was tipping, Coach. He was tipping. He was first to the floor. He wouldn't have got hit.
That's it.
I love that. That's why we're here with them. All right, guys, we're going to send you on another quick break. We're going to wrap this thing up. Remember, Game 4 is coming up as we continue with NBA Finals Film Room. Steve Kerr, the head coach for the Warriors, what adjustments will he look to make? We'll talk about that after this. Before every NBA Finals game, watch your new favorite show, NBA Bet, presented by FanDuel. Our experts give advice to all of your plays before the game starts. Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on NBA TV. And don't forget, NBA Finals. You catch all of your coverage before and after each game here on NBA TV, live at the Finals. That's from Boston Friday, 7 p.m. All right, we are back. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. It's time now to talk about adjustments heading into Game 4. Head coach Steve Kerr has got some things to work on. Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough for him because his best scoring lineup is his worst defensive lineup. When they insert Jordan Poole out on the floor, they can flat out score the ball with JT, but they are so small, they can't rebound, can't defend. And right now, Boston is just taking advantage of the lineup when you put Draymond Green and the others out there. I just think, for me, JT, you got to go with that guy, Otto Porter. He's knocking down shots. He's 6'7", 6'8". He can give you a chance to rebound, defend, but they just need some more size.
Yeah, and he gives that to him. He gives them added depth and another defender as well to match up on Tatum and Brown to slow them down just a little bit.
You saw that three-point field goal percentage?
Yes, sir.
Man, he is shooting lights out. And again, when you have Draymond Green on the floor and Kevon Looney, Boston's not guarding them. They're playing this far off them. You got to have guys on the floor with a little size, but that's going to make people respect their ability to knock down shots. Steve Kerr's got it. If you don't start him, he's got to look at inserting him out there quicker because Boston right now is just taking advantage of him in the first quarter.
Yeah. All right. Well, we've run out of time, but Jason, I know you were talking about zone defense, and will we see the Warriors break that out again? Make sure you watch Game 4 and then come back here for Finals Film Room next time. See ya.
That's how you do it, Jet, on one.